Hey everyone, welcome to Creately AI. So, what's this AI tool all about? Well, it's a tool for creating org charts, right? Or online diagrams in minutes. Basically, it lets us design and share org structures using AI and stuff. For those unfamiliar, an org chart is like a company diagram, you know? It shows who does what. They're giving us quite a few examples here, like this one. It shows each person's role in the company and such, and we can do all this online. Seems it has a database too. To start, we just hit sign up. Log in with Google or Microsoft. Once in, they'll ask for our personal plan. We can start for free, it looks like, or there are other plans. Let's click get started for free. They ask a few quick questions, and let us start with a template. So now we're inside Creately. How can we create our first org chart in Creately? Creately offers many features like folders, presentations, tasks, and data, but some are premium features. However, we can create a project. So let's click on Create a Project. It's best to use one of their templates rather than starting from scratch. For an org chart, we'd use the org chart template. For a mind map, we'd use a mind map or flowchart template. Let's say we want to create an org chart. We select org chart, and we'll have a ready-made template. An org chart is also a type of mind map. There's not a huge difference between the two. But since they provide the template, how does the interface work? As you can see, there's a lot on screen right now. The left panel can be hidden. Let's close this as we don't need it. We can reopen it if needed. Here's the title. We can change the title here. Spotlight me. We can export and share too. Voting seems possible. There's a visual editor as well for mind maps and code stuff. But we'll mainly use this part. We'll use templates. I think it's a mind map. We add it to the workspace. Now we should have a mind map. Not sure where. It's loading. See this one here. We need to use templates. We can add shapes and cards. Just select this. Left click on the map to add it. This card is for tasks. We can add notes, text, lines. Connect this. Yes, it can connect. We link this to whatever we want. We can draw freely. With this A tool here, we can also use the highlighter and add comments. Then we have the shapes section where we can add those kinds of elements. For example, we have this square here. We just grab a rectangle and place it. We can change the rectangle's background, add text inside, change its shape, change the style by clicking here. And we can change the rectangle's color. We can also modify the outline if needed. We can add a new section for the rectangle, like a small circle, as we're doing here. Don't think we've finished this yet. There's not much to it really. We can remove connections if needed. We can add links. The cool part, besides adding shapes, is that we can also add assets, which would be images. That's where their images come in. We can also add stickers, it seems, which I assume are emojis. We have a search function here if we want to use a specific emoji. And that's about it. That's how the tool works. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. How can we use Creately's AI? Because ultimately the tool... Well, people are looking for Creately, but especially Creately's AI, right? Mind maps and org charts are fine, but where's the AI that does everything for me? It might not be perfect at first, depending on your input, but basically the AI is right here, okay? When you select an item, like this one here, okay, we have the AI here. You can select it and say, generate 5 similar items, or generate with custom prompts, whatever, okay? And what happens? The AI, once selected, improves access to Viz AIC. Their own AI, I assume that's what they've called it. They charge $8 a month to test and use it. So that's it. That's how we can use the AI.